Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 120. Haha, just looked it up. I didn't guess. Completely confused where we are. I also love the title that Skid put. Isorel is mad. Yes, Isorel, and probably also a little bit Skid. But yeah, we are back, and we'll start off immediately with a quick recap to explain why the title is as the title is. You guys, after finishing kind of your little fake quest you had and defeated Magla, you decided it would be perhaps a good opportunity to check out the angelic crypts. Went inside, did a couple of tedious trials, after which you were given access or entry towards the actual crypt itself, which was locked by a small key puzzle, which you did extremely well. I mean, couldn't have asked for a better outcome for that puzzle. I wished all puzzles could just be like that, you know, but you never know. And summoned the spirit of Azathia, who wished to see your power and your pride and wanted to kind of test your strength, whether or not you would be worthy of carrying his artifact, though it would somewhat took a bad spiral down, as I think a couple of bad combinations occurred. One of which, obviously, the kind of wall of force somewhat trapped him and shielded him more than it actually held him off. And also, destroying the pillars at the very beginning didn't seem to be as effective as maybe initially thought. And a banishment on Fiera, kind of ousting her for 2 complete rounds, heavily diminished the capabilities of you. And even when she got returned, it was a little bit too late for that. And in the desperate struggle and kind of insults thrown at each other, tensions grew high, after which Azathia was kind of sick and tired of the kind of wavering attempts at trying to defeat him. He felt a little bit as if you've kind of lost your pride, and as such, he ended the trials by killing Isorel as a show of power that you are still not up to the challenge that he has set to conquer his artifact. And with the kind of death of Isorel, obviously isn't a full death, but it did terminate your trial attempt, and you were once again ousted out of the crypt and landed back in the Fae, where you met Azathia, Isorel's mentor, and that's where you left off. So, question of the day, very easy. Now that you kind of know a little bit more about the fight, how would you now gauge your odds with the extra knowledge you have? Because the last fight, I would just say, wasn't necessarily close, but a lot of bad things happen, and a lot of bad rolls also happen, so that obviously contributed to it. So how does your perspective change on the fact that you've kind of know more about it? What are the odds?
Greg playing Irix Banner, the human artifighter. I totally forgot what to do. I think it's obviously a beatable thing, but it's gonna come down to turning the tables and getting, much more beneficial rolls. But I do think we're gonna need to do, if we really want to succeed, we're probably gonna have to do it maybe another time before we can actually win it. I think we're gonna have to do a second trial of the fight before we can fully, because we didn't even manage to separate him from the sword. So once we get the sword, like, I feel like we need to there's a second step of that fight that we didn't even get to. So we need to see what that might be like before we can actually win the whole thing.
Then a second half question: What do you think your group is missing to get to that second phase? Do you think there's anything specific you are lacking, or just in general?
A bit more creativity, I think, from me specifically. I think there's probably other things that I can do, and not just firebolt, firebolt, firebolt.
Yeah, that's a fair enough assessment, I guess. I mean, now that I've never seen a high level artificer, but it from the outside does feel very much like a warlock, like a high level warlock. That's only casting like you have like one spell that is like really, really, really good, and you can't let go, and the rest kind of feels like a waste. But I do believe Eric has a lot of other versatile stuff that have to be courageous to use it, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of spells that I just choose not to use because reasons, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, come to someone who fucking Spellslinger Fiera. That's the new name.
I have a couple spells prepared usually.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, I'm Matt. I am playing Fiera, the Chronomancer, with lots of spells. I think I had all the ones prepared that were necessary for that fight. Yeah, the banish was rough. Yeah, I guess I'm reasonably confident after having time to myself this week to think that we can do it on our next go. There's probably like an 80% chance we'll succeed if we just get really bad rolls, or Jack rolls so many 20 that I just like walk away and like teleport us out of there. You know, that's what will happen. But I think with just a plan, like we're not good when we're not prepared. We didn't know we'd have to fight. We didn't know what his abilities were. You know, we're not good when we're not prepared. But when we prepare, I think we can almost always win. So, yeah, we'll be ready. That's our strength.
Alrighty.
Hi, I'm Skit, and I play Isara Leofina, the Druid Cleric. And yeah, I do think that we were missing a part in that fight. Isarel was definitely underprepared. I did not have the correct spells with me. I was all over the place during that fight. But I do think having a Jade with us would help a lot in that fight. Because she can bash some head, and then we could get creative with the type of things that we try to get that sword out, or that whatever, that thing that we need to do that needs to happen. But I do think Jade is going to be very useful, and if we can't have her back in time for the next time we try, yeah, just try to be more creative on the battlefield and maybe not throw as much firepower onto the guy himself, and perhaps take a minute to study the field, which we never do.
Well,
the one time we did, it went very well. So I feel like we need to do that again. That was a good thing to do. Yeah. So I think that's what we're missing. A little bit of brain power that needs to be redirected correctly.
I see. Yeah, you got a lot of brainiacs on the team, so there was a little lack of brains being used. Yeah, that's also what I thought. Is there was a very heavy assumption at the beginning that you kind of leaned on very heavily, and it didn't pay off as strongly as you might have anticipated. Yeah, that always can create a little bit of instability, but we shall see. Some of you are confident, some of you are a little less confident, but 10 days what you have to wait before you can redo the trial, unless some time magic is attempted at increasing or decreasing that time. Ah, fuck. I knew I forgot something. Gosh, shit. It's the intro. I didn't make it the intro. Oh my god, I knew it. But, to my excuse, I have a once again crazy lineup on sessions I'm having. I had one yesterday. I'm having one today till 4 a.m. and then I will have another one immediately after this in real life. So I was kind of double prepping and I forgot about that I wanted to do an intro. But it is how it is. So you'll have to wait another week until you can see it. I actually, while the intro is running, I will write it in my calendar so I don't actually forget it this time. So yes, gotta keep that in mind. Anyways, let's get the shit rolling to see what you guys are up to in the good old Fey Forest. Just chilling with trees.
Lost and scattered, the scars of the age yonder have become the interest of many factions. To bring about peace and serenity through holy light, or to bring about the dawn of blood through sacrificial rituals. The ruins of the old world hold the knowledge and the power which people wish to use to influence and change the world around them. The land is vast and great, and much of the world is still steeped in secrets. Secrets which are buried underneath sunken and forgotten ruins. And after countless calamities, wars, and natural disasters, now in different stages of decay, are the artifacts which hold the potential for peace, but also destruction. Those few which were uncovered are but a fraction of what lies in the world, and with each setting sun, time threatens to keep the lost knowledge and potential hidden forever. Kingdoms rose, religions formed, and wars were fought in the name of the knowledge and power uncovered. And now a new generation of adventurers, heroes and villains have come once again in search for the very artifacts which will reshape the world once again.
The holy light will guide us to an age of serenity and peace. An age of safety and resplendence. As long as our faith does not wane, we are to be granted salvation. It is written so within the scripts which our forefathers found.
Our engines will be fueled by its eternal fire. It may have been used as punishment for those before us, but we shall use it as fuel for the peace ahead of us. We have marched into hell, and the fire we took will create paradise for us.
Alrighty. So, you guys just kind of stepped out into the glade of Azathia, surrounded by trees and swaying grass underneath your feet. He's currently sitting, or was sitting, on a stool that kind of manifested itself, and as you approached, he just kind of was surprised and said,
"Oh, so quick already. How did it go?"
Bad. Don't want to talk about it. And I saunter off.
Ooh.
I mean, it wasn't the worst thing. We've done worse, I think.
I mean, you look healthy
I
and
think
fine.
the experience was unique because it was one of the watchers, one of the angels, and they were quite haughty, you know, full of themselves.
They have an ego. A
Yes.
very big ego.
As little as I've heard about celestials, they seem to hold themselves quite highly in the rank of things. A watcher, you say?
Right.
Are you certain?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, I believe under Calix Dusex Lichnius, one of his scions, if I'm correct. Although the spelling's different than what I found, but
Actually, you would know it's not, because you did research
It's
about
not?
this. He was a front. You discovered this, so benefit of the doubt. He was a front legionnaire belonging who helmed one of the crusade armies that belonged to one of the watchers. He himself is not a watcher.
oh, so this was probably someone under them who also gained divine power.
Well, he's an angel, so he definitely was blessed. You gain the sense.
Okay.
Actually, give me a roll 1d20.
Oh, jeez.
Just straight d20.
Have I done a more up? Okay.
This is like just to see.
Right in the
whether-
middle, 12.
12. Yeah, okay, you would have. He gives very similar vibes of what you've heard like light bearers are, kind of. Like they are also like, you know, humanoidish individuals, but kind of changed through the touch of some divine essence. Very much like Magla. He also wasn't a divinity himself, but he was blessed by some other higher being. So definitely very much steeped in divinity, but isn't divinity in itself, you know.
Jeez. So how strong are they? Okay, yeah, never mind. So
They
not a
exist
watcher,
inside of a key, inside of an altered dimension.
but... Right.
They're like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean, huh. Well, then, now I want to meet a watcher even more. If just this individual is so strong and so divine.
I mean, if the science, the watchers, if anything, were at least on par with the dominators. I mean, they waged war against each other, so they could shape
Right.
countries as entire purpose. They were, you know, as much gods to us as the creators were to them.
Oh, did Glamour get... I meant to resummon Glamour. I assume.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. That feels bad. But yes, I think we all need some time to decompress after that. All of us kind of went through something.
No, right, well, you know, if there's anything you need, just ask. I'll do my best
Right.
to help in whichever way I can, of course.
Well, I guess how long can we stay here is probably the bigger question, and how much time... We need to get back eventually, but if we can take time now to prepare, and it won't take as much time back home...
Well, it's less how much time you spend here that is worrisome. It's, like I said, it's always the time, or the when you leave is more what to worry about. You can imagine yourself currently in a sort of stasis, since time doesn't fully pass in the Feywild. There are no day cycles whatsoever. So you are free to stay here as long as you wish, but the longer you stay, the higher the probability is that when you leave, more time has elapsed. If that makes sense. So, for example, if you stay here a day and then you leave, then the risk of more time passing is a lot lower than if you stay here 10 days. Then the probability that you accidentally a year pass will be much higher.
Yoy. I mean, would that be so bad?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Well, someone is strongly attuned to time. I think you will have.
I was gonna say maybe the two of us can
Yeah.
work together when we leave.
We have means of traveling without that happening, obviously, as someone who was keeping watch of, the passage. I know my ways around it. Obviously, the gate currently is a little bit unstable, so there might be some unforeseen things, but I think together we'll manage just fine.
Okay. Well, then we should do what we can here and... But, anyways.
To that point, what is there to do here?
Are you asking me?
Well, just in general. I mean, I have no idea what... I mean, you've explained it a little bit, but are there, like, towns and cities in the Feywild? Like, are there just... Can you just go walking and find people? Like, I don't... How does this part of the universe work?
Yes, there used to be cities in the Feywild that, as mentioned, there were courts that ruled different sections and portions of the Feywild, and they had their seats. Cities here are, built differently than what you are used to at home, obviously. Though after the shattering, it crumbled many of the cities that existed. And so there's more smaller communities that have grown since then. Since we have been disconnected from many of the larger courts, the Sylvaris and the Triadalis courts, for example, many of we call them seeds. Seeds are small communities that used to serve a particular courts. Those smaller communities have managed to survive a little bit better than the courts themselves, as the turmoil and internal conflicts of them kind of caused them to fall along with the shattering that took place. But I have a couple of friends here that, if you're interested, you can visit. One of them might potentially be of aid of you. He's a proficient brewer, alchemist. I haven't seen him in a while. I tend to spend most of my time on the material plane, and I've been disconnected from here for quite some time. Other than that, if you're curious about knowledge, I believe one of the elder ants still should be around here. Hopefully he's still around. Ants. Ants.
Oh.
Honestly, could have been either.
It could have
Yeah,
been.
that's why I...
I confused him. There is an elder ant, but he's not so special. He's just a really old ant that walks around with a stick, but, yeah.
Maybe that's who Glamour found. His
There's
weird
always a
arachnid friend.
chance.
Oh, well, don't call an ant an arachnid. I think they would not like that. They're two very distinct species.
I don't entirely trust Glamour's counting ability. I don't know if he counted legs wrong.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a very fair point. Yeah, since you seem somewhat curious about the ongoings, my knowledge of the Feywild, though I'm supposed to be an expert, is also limited in this realm. The elder treants are known as Oswald the Knowledgeable. He's the one who has also guided me in my youth. He existed here before the shattering took place, so he's quite old. He knows a lot about what's going on.
Oh. Interesting.
Could be a fun field trip for you and Ezra.
And you? What?
So I have I have things to do, but
Oh. Don't. Oh, okay. Sure.
yes.
Well-
I don't know if we have a plan, but if we do, it's to prepare to go back there again, I assume, and better prepared. If we think we are, we'll do that. Otherwise, we have to head back and continue our journey. I think at least a couple days would be nice.
So it's
Well, okay, I say days. From what we can ascertain, maybe like 72 hours, we'll figure out what we want to do.
yeah. Well, that's what I was just gonna say. It's 10 days before we can get back in. Is that 10 days of what we know are days, or 10 seemingly sleep cycles that exist here?
I don't think the key says.
Because if it's 10 days
Mhm.
of our world, the
How
material
about you
plane,
leave that
we
to
won't
me?
know. Okay, all right. But then if
'Cause
it's 10
ideally-
days in the Feywild, then we're going to have to stay here forever, and then we're going to show up, and it's going to be a year
Well-
later, and
Personally, I don't want to wait that long, so I'll try things.
always confident. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do think we should still rest for a bit. That fight was difficult. But after that, if I could get just a little bit of help from you and Azrael, who is, just huffing and puffing over there.
She's not very far. She's just like in a, sitting like this, like just mad
Oh.
in a corner.
Let that
Just-
pass.
I have no idea what that could be about.
Anything really. Yes. I just need help with one thing, and then you two can go do whatever you want to do. Oh, yes. Just anything to help my problem-solving skills.
What?
There's a puzzle I really want to. Yeah. There's a puzzle.
Okay.
I need to
Okay.
do a puzzle.
Okay.
And it's really difficult. But yes, everybody rest for a bit. I'll try this. I'm in the tower, but I'm kind of I don't know how that's gonna go in the fur.
Jesus.
I guess as a fern, if I use something here as a material component, but it's alive,
Ooh.
should I ask permission first? Because I could make like a treehouse tower.
Well, I mean, once again, how should I say this? You are using the surrounding. You're burning a tree to create whatever tower you're doing.
Jesus. Okay. Oh, no, it's fine. I don't need a bath. I don't need my bed.
If you need a
It's
bath, there are many lakes here. You can, as long as you don't mind being watched by stones, you should be fine.
Never mind. Everyone reconvene. 8 hours. I'm taking a nap. After I summon Glamour back. Wait, is Glamour here? Because when he disappears, doesn't he come here? You know what?
I mean, here is relative, right?
Right.
He goes wherever he goes in the Fae. It's not like he comes specifically here.
But what if it's like the devils? When they're defeated in hell, their body's destroyed. But when they're defeated in our plane, they get sent back to hell. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna try to start a ritual to summon Glamour and hope we didn't kill him permanently.
Oh no.
But we were in a key. I don't know. I'm gonna try to summon Glamour.
Oh no.
Do your 10-minute ritual, burning off the incense,
Yeah,
and as you complete the circle, the magics come together. You see a minor bush on the side kind of flare up, and then Glamour appears. Ah! Hello again.
Hey, perfect. It went as planned.
Alright, I don't like this. Why is she looking concerned? I've never seen her concerned about my well-being. That's some bad
You know what I
news.
shouldn't be? Because when you got burned alive by Megalodon,
Megalodon. Wow.
Ready?
Magla.
Yes, Megalodon. Thank you. We were able to get you back, so I was a little bit worried, but it's fine.
Alright. That's good, I guess.
Anyways, we're taking a break.
I see.
Yes.
Alright. I guess I'll take a stroll.
You can come and pout next to me if you want.
That sounds like a good idea. You see him kind of lift himself up to his two hind legs and just start kind of somewhat walking like a human towards Isabel. And also squat down, similar to her. Tough, ain't it?
Yeah.
All right. And I saw, sorry, is anything specifically you would like to do as the kind of
She's mumbling to herself, and she's like, "It's not like I warned them or anything."
Aw.
And then I had to go and get killed, and she's just trying to process things without blowing up at someone for no reason.
Yeah. I think also Glamour probably is like, acts like the bestie that is like, just kind of like, yes.
Yeah.
Reaffirming
Yeah.
everything you're believing. Yeah, kind of just putting coal into the fire there. Alright, so if you guys chill for 8 hours, if there's anything in particular you would like to do, please let me know. Otherwise, you can say that you kind of relax.
Yes, I'm gonna try. Well, it should be fine. It worked before. I'm gonna unattune from Tiamat's blood and reattune to my pendant.
doesn't work. As you try to unattune from Tiamat's blood, it remains attached.
Okay.
Cool.
Interesting. Just had defeated divine energy. Okay, I guess we're saying goodbye to my health amulet for now. And that gives me 60 HP. And and I'll go to the pendant then. Until I figure that out.
Alrighty. Then I guess.
How big is it now? It got bigger, right?
Yeah, it's like noticeably bigger. Like it used to be like incrementally. So when you like only when you held it. Now it's this big at least.
Oh Jesus! How else to carry that around? I've tried disintegrating it. That didn't work. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, that's it.
All right, then Eric well. And I think during 8 hours of fade downtime.
I'm just gonna wander around sort of the area where we are. I don't want to go like far, but I just kind of want to like see what's around here. Like I know obviously everything's alive and all that, but like I want to just look around and see talk about these, or there has been talk about these tree houses and stuff. I want to see if I can find any, see if I can see any other weird things that can just spark an interest or something, just to help me start to understand a bit more about the Feywild.
Yeah, sure. Make a perception check. So I'm just walking around, arousing the
It
Fey.
now shows me as dead. I've lost so much HP.
Good lord, no.
Yeah, I went on your character sheet. I was like, why is it death saves?
Campaign's done.
Campaign's done. Bye. Damn, 28. Yeah, you walk around, like, once again, obviously, it's also like a forest, or more like jungle and the density. You can very much so imagine, like, our life Amazonas, so it's extremely dense. And the only reason why you were able to, kind of navigate through here without much problem is because you had Azathia, who seemingly is able to create a path, or the plants know him and give him a path. They don't seem to be doing the same for you. And so you have to like walk over branches, clear vines, brush away plants, which is extremely awkward because they all talk back to you. So every time you brush aside like a vine, you hear like a tiny whisper in your ear. Walk past the tree and you kind of lean on it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It is. It is like an introvert's worst nightmare. Is basically what that is. Do you actually speak Sylvan?
Oh no.
Oh yeah, so you don't even understand what they're saying. But it's just a lot of.
I'm just saying sorry because I know I have to.
Yeah.
Because Eirik is Canadian.
He may be.
That's fine.
Yeah, and as you're kind of walking around, obviously there's like a beauty in the very kind of abstract nature and how different plants seem to grow here. And the more you kind of spend time just walking around the area and just like focusing and looking at, the plant life that is here, the more, or I should rather say, the less plant-like they start to feel. Once again, when you look at a stone or when you look at a tree, you very much have the same feeling as if you're looking at a person, because you can somewhat read their emotions. And so it really feels more and more like you're walking through a crowd of living things, rather than... Obviously, trees are also alive in your plane, but you don't read an emotion from a tree. So you can see a sad tree, you can see a happy tree, you can see all sorts of emotions throughout all the plants here. And, you know, you get somewhat intrigued as you feel like, and that's kind of what's guiding you. It's less visually what you're seeing, but kind of the emotional response you get from certain areas. Because there are areas that have like different emotions, and you see one that is drastically a little bit sadder than the rest. So you kind of feel just a natural intrigue draw you towards there. And there you can see a broken home. You can see what seems to have been a structure. You can see what was a wooden frame of a window, though all the walls are missing. Only one of them is kind of slightly obscured, jutting out of the ground, while you can see what would have been furniture at some point. You can see what was the leg of a chair crumbled and lying all around. Seems to be like dishware made out of stone, sometimes silver. And it seems to have been a home. And just looking around in this area particularly, you can see many broken structures. It's sometimes also difficult to see whether or not it's like architecture, because architecture here is so similar to natural growth. So at some point you were walking on bark that you then realize, oh, this could have been the foundation of a house. And then you walk past a stone, and then you realize, oh, this might have been a wall of a larger building, as you realize these things. And so you kind of stumble in what seemed to have been presumably either a small settlement or village that is completely in ruin. And you can feel the sadness because the buildings here still retain some of the life they had when it was fully, and they seem to be upset about the fact that they're broken.
Interesting. I'm gonna sit there for, I don't know, maybe half an hour, and I'm just gonna listen, I guess, and see if any stories emerge or anything sort of happens to sort of, I don't know, not liven up the area, but anything that might occur because of my presence being there.
All right, yeah, then make another perception check as you kind of just hunkering down and listening. 14. Yeah, as you sit there, you close your eyes. Obviously, the Faith Forest is rather loud. There are a lot of things that make noise here because, once again, everything's alive in a more immediate sense. And you just try and focus on, like, the sounds, because obviously if everything's alive, there's an opening for a story literally on every branch and every rock that is sitting here. You hear, like, what sounds like a very shallow song being sung by the leaves of the trees in the vicinity that almost sounds like a song of mourning that just kind of very gently sways in, almost as if it's the wind itself creating the sounds. The rustling of leaves are different notes of this hymn that gets created by the voices that each leaf is kind of singing. And it's beautiful in a very kind of almost sad way, as you don't know how many years has already passed since, you know, this ruin has been brought to its crumble, but still, after all those unknown years, the very foundation that kind of made up this ruin is still singing songs of sadness and seem to have not recovered from whatever has transpired here. And that kind of just puts you in a very thoughtful and emotional mood as this is happening. That only gets a little bit interrupted as you hear, like, behind a tree or something like that, like a little bit of rummaging. You can hear that something is like going through stuff. You can hear how like a little branch snaps and little metal things kind of clatter onto the floor. And as you kind of look up, you don't see the whatever's creating this noise, but it seems to be behind one of the trees that is also a wall that you identified could have been a house at some point.
I'm not gonna interact with that because that seems dangerous. I'll spend just a little bit longer, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just scanning again the little structure that I found. Is there anything, now that I've spent like a little bit of time sitting and kind of absorbing the little area, can I notice anything that seems like it might be from the material plane? Like, is there anything that has been left over that doesn't seem to be living the way that everything else is?
Yeah, make an investigation check. 16. You look around, kind of rummaging through the stuff. And funny enough, there's not a lot of loose things here other than occasional rocks and stuff, because everything is so, connected with each other. So vines either grab on to loose hanging branches that are fallen, even leaves themselves become part of the ground. So as you're kind of going through, it's like almost rather rough, trying to find anything that is, immediately takeable. However, because of that very reason, you do eventually find what seems to be a kind of small wooden carved figure of something. You can't quite make out the shape. It seems to be some sort of animal, almost like a chimera. It's made out of different animal parts.
I was gonna say, if you said a fox, I was gonna fucking...
No. You had a tremendously beautiful fox carved that you would identify it immediately. No, this seems to be a weird mix of different animals. It almost looks like, best way I can describe it is a salamander body, and then like what seems to be like a frog head on the end of it. The only reason why you assume it's a salamander, not a regular lizard, is just because it seems like whoever carved this, and it's like really, really roughly carved. It's nothing tremendously special. They have attempted to kind of smoothen out the exterior, while if it was a lizard, then obviously there would be rigid in scales. And it seems to be inorganic material. Or, well, wood is technically organic, but, died a long time ago. And it doesn't speak back to you as you kind of lift it up. But as you kind of pick it up and, look at it closely, you feel a slight tug from one of your pouches that you're holding to the side, and then you hear the clattering of coins onto the ground. And then in a language you do speak, which is Draconic, you just suddenly hear, fuck.
I'm gonna swipe at whatever creature is down there. Just try to hit whatever's there.
Okay, make an unarmed strike, I guess. 16. Yeah, you make contact, or actually plus even something, but 16 will hit. Your hand manages to backslap a tiny, scaly head. As you kind of turn around, as you do so, you just hear like the impact, and then oh, what the hell, man? And you see this small,
What the hell?
humanoidish, green-scaled, kind of tattered clothes with vines kind of tied together and several pouches all across his body. Kobold that is kind of now lying half on the ground, that kind of quickly stands up and kind of scuttles some of the things he let go as you kind of hit him onto the floor. Back together, he's like, "What, man? You got shiny stuff, all right?"
Yeah, no, I get that. Okay, what?
And then you see he just starts sprinting to one of the closest trees.
I'm gonna throw my iron band ball at him.
Okay. All right. What kind of saving throw does he have to do? Or is it an attack roll? I don't know.
Ranged attack. Ranged attack roll. Cool. Oops. Okay.
Oh wow! What the plus?
Plus. Where'd my? Hang on. With an attack bonus equal to Dex modifier plus proficiency. So 7. So 9 total.
9 total, I believe. That will even miss this tiny creature. Let me see.
Not surprised.
Yeah. You see, he's rather nimble on his feet as he's kind of, running through this terrain, kind of jumping, hopping from one thing. You just throw the ball and he just kind of instinctively looks back and he just ducks down, goes over his head and said, sucker! And just continues sprinting with his tiny feet, trying to run away from you.
All right. I'll look down at the ground. What fell out? Like what? It was just regular coins.
Yeah, you seem to have tried to pluck your coin purse, but was unsuccessful in that. He might have stolen a silver coin, but you noticed him before he could do anything.
Oh man. Okay, that's enough. I'll go find the ball and
Yeah.
make my way back to the clearing.
All right. At some point, you see Eirik return back into the glaive. Then, Israel, anything you would be doing?
Probably talking to plants, the grass, the whatever is around me, the nature, and slowly but surely, Israel comes back to her happy self, and she's like rational words, English, rationalizing like what happened, and she's like, it wasn't anybody's fault, and like we were trying things, and in the grand scheme of things, like it's not that bad, everybody's alive, everybody's healthy, and like she goes through that process, and yeah, slowly but surely, like good old happy Isarel is back to herself, basically, after having some fun conversation. She's like, when Eirik comes back, he probably finds her like she's like laying on the ground talking to like grass and plants that are in front of her, and she's like, happier, and she waves at him and continues like the little talking and stuff. So yeah, just like she's definitely cooled down.
Yes. Yeah, probably Azathia at some point would obviously also talk with you and just kind of go through some of the stuff that you've been through. Obviously very curious about what made you so upset, since I don't think...
Yeah, I would have told him like what happened and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, he would also just kind of try to, help you get over kind of somewhat emotional hurdle, but without neglecting, obviously, how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Because, he's quite supportive.
Yeah, Israel is definitely upset about her dragon bone, like very upset about it, but she's like, you know what, I've made it before I had it, I can do it after I've grown, and like by speaking with her mentor and talking to the little plants and stuff that are all hyping her up and stuff, like she's like, you know what, yeah, I can do it. I did it before, I can still do it.
Yeah.
It's not just the bone, it was also me and that type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, as if I would also say, like, why worry about the bone? You can literally turn into a dragon now, so don't sweat it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you find yourself back on your feet. Or, well, on the ground, I guess, because you're still lying
Yes.
on grass. And 8 hours transpire. And we'll take a quick break because I have to pee real bad. a very soon break. And since Matt is gone for a while, I will see you in a quick sec. I should have went to toilet before we started recording, but it is how it is. All right, bye. And we are back. So 8 hours have transpired, and you are all back in the grove. What would you like to do?
What things I need to do? Okay, well, I guess do you two want to explore is the question? Because ideally, I think we go back in within a couple days. Ideally, I can make that happen. But I do need at least 1 or 2 to do some things. Prepare.
But that's not 10 days. What you're trying to prepare is...
I need at least 1 or 2 to myself.
But what you want to work on is what's going to help advance us 10 days to get in?
Well, technically, yes. Actually, yes. The answer is yes.
Okay. Sure.
Well,
I wouldn't be able to know any different, so... I guess don't
This,
disappear. Don't banish yourself. Don't do anything
well,
to...
I can't really promise anything.
Oh.
if
thing you
anything
should-
goes wrong or you feel like something is about to happen, just message me.
Of course. To that point, could have gone better. What we did with the Saniel, I think we did okay. But obviously, he's not really an enemy, so it's kind of hard to fight him. Basic plan. What do we want to do next time? We
Not
have
die?
options, right? Well, yeah, it does seem like if he defeats one of us, we all go down.
Mm-hmm.
He wants us to work together and protect each other, which I think makes sense. You know, I see 2 options. Either we dismantle him in his place and force him to submit, or we beat him with force. I prefer number 1, but we could do number 2.
Well, how does dismantle... Like, they're kind of the same thing, really.
Not quite. The first one, his strengths. Those celestial posts, his sword, his ability to fly. We get rid of those. We make it so he can't hurt us anymore. And then the fight's basically over.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the pillar's only active... Like, if we destroy a pillar, its effect won't occur. The pillar has to be there for the effect to happen.
Right, we'd have to get rid of all of them, and quickly.
Yeah.
Which I think we can do. We just need to be... do it right away.
Yeah.
Have the right things prepared. I have spells that could get rid of half of them. But
Okay.
I do think I'm probably better suited to just keep him busy.
I think it would be good as well if I did not provoke him.
Well, he wants to see pride, right? We should be proud in our own abilities, our heritage, our beliefs, even if they are different.
Yes.
He doesn't want to see weak-willed or people who are swayed easily.
That's true. But I was very cocky against him, and that's why he targeted me and me only.
Wait, I did notice that.
I don't
Right.
think there's a way for us to beat the charisma factor. Like,
Oh, he has years on us in that.
so anytime he
think we
says
show him
anything
our
to
strength.
us, yeah, like we can't give him what the hell's the word? We can't
Play his game.
yeah, sure, that works. When he wants to say whatever he says to insult us or whatever, he's trying to get us off our game. He wants us
Exactly.
to react, to fight back with words.
He tries to poke us so that we react and
he
then
provokes.
just
Because he
So-
know he can take it.
We could just not speak at all, not
Well,
interact.
that's not as fun.
But what
But
if
yes,
we get to
I-
a point where he's like so angry that we're not responding that it makes him,
Oh,
lose
Trying
so
to
you
an
want to
beat
ability or
set
something.
him off.
trying to beat him at his own game.
Well. Okay, the problem with that is I don't want to piss him off and not like us, so he doesn't give us the mantle. Or sword. His pride.
He can't not give it to us if we beat him, right? We're just gonna take it from him if he's beat.
Well, I mean, what happens if
Maybe.
he's dead? Does it disappear or something? Do we have to just get it off of him?
We don't know.
Huh. What if we... I mean, we could just completely ignore him and just go after the pillars and whatever effects appear out of them by not causing any damage to him. Maybe that's like a respect thing. I don't know.
Perhaps, but I do think that is a path we can go down. We dismantle his ability to hinder us, essentially. Start with the pillars, maybe go after the sword, maybe even go after his tombstone if we have to. Let's make it so he can't fight back anymore.
Yeah. That sounds like a better plan than just going in and doing whatever. Also, we know how... I don't know, are we gonna have to redo the whole trial thing?
Oh boy.
We have no idea.
At least now we know how to beat it. If we have
Unless
to do
it's
it
different
again.
every time.
Yeah,
Oh, oh God.
I sure hope not.
We'll find out. We don't really know how that space works.
Yeah.
We don't even
There
know
was-
if it's real. That could just be an illusion, a dream.
With yeah, we came out of it
Just fine.
fine.
Oh, did
Yeah.
I use my potions? Was I? Does
Yeah.
that look weird?
Actually,
Do I-
yeah.
You have, yeah.
Okay. Balls.
So when we came out, we didn't look damaged, but we still had our damage Like our HP was still down, right?
No. You basically came out as if you were taking a long rest. You had no spell slots, no exhaustion, no physical damage sustained. Only difference is, Arik, you now have, very pale skin that's super smooth and blue eyes. What the West seems to have.
We have no idea how that world works.
So some of it's real, some of it is a lasting effect, some of it didn't occur.
Yep.
Yes. We should also go into it thinking that combat may erupt at the beginning. Since that was the last stage we were at.
Yeah.
But we should commit one way or the other. I think that's our biggest strength, is just a basic plan. Committing to it. Committing our roles. That way we know how to prepare.
Well, I guess we still have time to think about it if you're going to spend time
True.
wizarding.
Yeah. Playing with time.
As I do.
Are you just going to be here doing that? Or are you like disappearing
Yes.
into some other...
I don't plan to leave this space.
Okay, cool. That's the important thing, as long as we know where you are. So if you aren't here, if we go walking around and we come back and you're not here, yeah, then okay, good.
I'll be in this. I'll be in or near the grove.
Great. Cool.
Perfect.
Have fun, I guess.
Don't think that'll be part of it.
Oh. Okay. I don't know what else to say then. Don't.
Did either of you have anything to help me solve a puzzle? If not, that's fine. It's just...
What kind of puzzle are you solving?
One with infinite solutions.
Nope. You know what? Nope.
Okay.
I got nothing. Nope.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess see you guys whenever. Have a good walk.
Don't die.
Please don't die.
All right. I guess then where are Eirik and Israel going, since you're, I guess, splitting off?
I mean, I'll bring her back to the place that I found the night before. Go back and be like, hey, do you know about this place?
Do I know about this place?
All right, I guess we'll be following you. Yeah, Eirik takes you back there. Eirik, you're gonna make a survival check, try and navigate back, because every time you step out, it's a little bit different.
Oh, +5 to that.
18. You do indeed. The strange surrounding, always ever unfamiliar, I guess you could say, as you kind of step outside. And while everything is alive, obviously, things move and things change. And so no one pathway exists here. And you notice that even after only a couple of hours, you have a little bit of difficulties trying to navigate back, but you do eventually find several of the trees you've seen before that kind of served you as landmarks that you memorized, and you appear back at the kind of site that, or it's more like you search for the morning song that you were listening to, and that is more of a guide than the actual visual elements. But then you see one of the window frames in one of the quote-unquote tree/wall here, and as well you also appear here and can see this very strange and unique, oddly beautiful but also simultaneously creepy ruin made out of still living trees, stones, vines, and plants. And as you're kind of standing there and ask each other, do you know what it is? I swear, you can make a history check. Damn, a 24. Yeah, you kind of look around. This seems to be obviously some sort of Fey settlement that obviously Azathia has told you before. These exist in the Feywilds. Probably belong to one of the seeds that lived here. You do not know which one specifically would have been. But Azathia did tell you that a bunch of the seeds that belonged to, what he believed to be the first elves to kind of come from the Feywild, or more specifically, kind of migrated to the Feywild, set up living spaces around here to serve, the Fey. And usually normal Fey beings that are born in the Fey don't build homes, because they're used to just living around. They are part of the greater ecosystem. So you are somewhat certain that these have been built for or by people that aren't from innately the Fae themselves, is what I'm trying to say.
So basically, people like us that came to the Feywild whenever and built or had something built for them to be able to survive.
Yeah, or
here.
Yeah, exactly, or live somewhat comfortably
Yeah.
as how they were used to it back home. And with the 24, I will also say you recognize a little bit of the structure here. It reminds you of very elven. And, a lot of people assume that elves are fey creatures, which kind of are, but elves are like the material planed elf creatures that have decided to live on the material plane instead of the Feywild. Fey or elves that stay in the Feywild are like Azathia. They are Eladrin. They still have the natural tune to the Fey. They still exude the very sporadic and kind of ever-changing nature of the Fey, while elves themselves have already detached from that. So you assume this was a elven home at some point, or elven settlement.
Want to go Urban X?
Well, I mean, I think someone's already done that here, because I was almost mugged by a kobold.
Yeah, they tend to run around here.
I gotta say, I wasn't expecting... I don't know, creatures like that to just... For some reason, I didn't think that creatures would just be roaming around. Given that everything is alive,
Yeah.
it just seems... Are there, like, communities of them out here? Like, is that something to be, like, concerned about?
You know just as much as I do, and probably
That's
as
a
much
lie.
as anyone else here.
You know so much more than I do.
The answer is maybe yes, maybe no.
Right.
It depends when that kobold got here, if they had companions, was it a family, was it a loner, did it reproduce, and then there's a community that now exists. Who knows? The answer is maybe yes, maybe no.
Well,
It
the
all
only
depends.
The only evidence of the people who might be, or who might have been here before, was... I'll look around for the little carving that I saw yesterday. there was a wooden carving here that of like some kind of frog, lizard, salamander creature, and it wasn't alive. So something like other planar stuff has indeed, made its way here.
Well, yes. The Feywild is wild.
Does the creature look like anything that you know of, but as some kind of fey creature?
Show me that carving, and I'll see if it's anything that I've seen or anything that Esifern has told me about while I was here.
I'll look around for it. I didn't take it with me, so I'll...
Oh, okay, make an investigation check then.
I'll help you look around.
Damn, 29.
Hey,
Holy
you
shit.
didn't need my help.
I can roll again just in case.
Let's get that extra 20. Yeah.
No, so that was me looking.
Yeah, rather easily you find it. You kind of remember the area where, the kobold tried to mug you. In fact, you also didn't pick up your iron ball. At least you didn't specify that.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I
okay,
did.
okay, then you did. Then you.
I said I went to go get the ball, and then I went back.
Oh, then I forgot that. Yeah, either way, you remember obviously where you got marked. Traumatic experience, at least for Irek. And it seems like that when that happens, you let it drop in the same area, and so as you go back there, it has shifted a little bit. One of the vines that was there before isn't there anymore, as is usual for the Feywild, and you can pick it up very easily and show it to Isorel.
I will take some time to look at it and try to see if it reminds me of anything that I know of or that Esifern would have told me about.
Yeah, you can make a religion check. Ten.
Wow.
It's a very, very crude carving of a tiny thing. So nothing quite sparks your memory there.
Isorel's probably like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take it back. I mean, maybe there's a...
Absolutely, that's... Even if it's of no use to us, it might be something cool to have.
Yeah, we could get it inspected, and maybe it's got some secret that we don't know of.
But also, it's might be something cool to have, like, at the archives, or,
Yeah.
for us, because not a lot of people have gone to the Feywild, and we are bringing something back from the Feywild.
Maybe we can reanimate it and give Glamour a friend.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
He has his spider friend that he seems to like very much.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I mean, this is your area. Like, is there anywhere that you want to go look at, or do you know of anything? Icefern said that he knew of other... Oswald the Knowledgeable? Is that someone that we want to go and try to contact? Do you know anything of Oswald the Knowledgeable?
I probably know his name. I've probably heard of him. But to be quite honest, when I studied here, I studied with Esifern, and it was pretty intensive learning. So I didn't really, walk around and met other people that much. I can show you the spot where I first transformed. After
by
learning
all
how to
means.
do it.
I've got nothing to do. What am I gonna do here? You know, if
And I'll walk you like 15 feet further and I'll be like, it was about there. But that
Oh.
tree wasn't there last time. I think it was a bush. Maybe.
Well, as a point of order, just to clarify a little bit of how it worked, which is you never went to the Feywilds. That
Yeah.
was your entire goal.
Yeah.
You were like in that bridge veil thingy.
Yeah.
So obviously, a couple of things like the
Yep.
growth of Esmond definitely seems very familiar to you.
Yep.
But you've never been.
She's bullshitting Eirik.
Oh, okay. I see.
She is bullshitting Eirik. 100%.
Then you also fooled me, yeah.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, she's gonna like tap at Eirik and say like everything we discover here is just as new to me as it is to you. I
okay,
know of the Feywild. I've never been in the Feywild. I was in between.
yeah, I mean, I understand that. I thought maybe there was more connection or something that you had more knowledge
like,
of. And...
you know when like you wake up in the morning and like you try to open your eyes and they're a little bit crummy, so you have like this kind of veil in front of your eyes and you feel like you see your eyelashes, but you're not like, yeah, that's kind of like that feeling a little bit. Like it's you can't you're I didn't see it, but it was that, yeah, that thing, like,
Huh.
there's a familiarity to it, but that's it. It feels like I was here, but I wasn't.
So, in that sense, now that you
Yes.
are here,
Yeah.
what do you want to do?
Well, it's pretty boring, but I want to talk to everything. And
Go ahead.
I just start talking in Sylvan to see like what's going to answer me and be like, hello, hi, things.
Yeah, you get a so hi, hello, hey, hello. A couple of calls back.
That's pretty
And
cool.
do they know what happened here? Like who created this structure and everything? Can you get information from them?
I can ask. I don't know if they'll know, but it's just like when I speak to a tree, basically. I can ask questions and see if anyone has answers.
I mean, you're the one that can, so
Okay. So I'm just going to like start looking around and again in Sylvan be like, is there anyone here that can help answer a few questions about the Feywild?
You speak out here, and then once again you hear a variety of echoing voices from all over as many things obviously answer simultaneously, and
Yeah.
you hear, no, yes, I do, no, I don't know. What do you want to know? What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
And Eirik just hears a
Yeah.
cacophony of,
yeah.
oh, that was a no. So now you know no in Sylvan.
Okay, cool, good.
Okay. Anyone knows the origin of the Feywild and how it came to be? Was it created or did it just became? Was it always here? I just speak in Sylvan.
Yeah, speak out, and
Yeah.
you get just a fucking barrage of different answers. It's like you're asking into a crowd of kids, and everyone answers simultaneously. And it's from, oh, I've been here the entire time. Oh, I just grew 2 seconds ago. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, hello. Oh, your hair is beautiful. And then you just get answers that are related, some aren't related, and you just get a bunch of feedback from everything.
Okay. Okay. That's a little too much. Everyone's talking to me all at once. I need to figure a better way. I'm going to look around and find a mature tree. Like a tree that looks old enough that it might have answers for me, but also like not on the brink of death, that it's like, please kill me.
Yeah, there are a lot of quote-unquote mature trees around here. They are plentiful, abound. You can find one that is rather close by.
I'll put my hand on the bark and be like, in Sylvan, obviously, hello, friend. My name is Heuser. Can I have a conversation with you a little bit?
You can see a bit of the bark morphs and changes at a place above where you touched it, and the semblance of what can be described as a face kind of somewhat apparates there, almost as if the texture of the bark itself shapes to become what you perceive as a face, and then it starts moving a bit, and you can hear,
Oh, hello there. Nice to meet you as well. Sure.
It's good to meet you as well. We had a few. It's our first time in the Feywild, so obviously we have a lot of questions. Would you mind humoring us and answering a couple? If you can.
he kind of grumbles a bit, make a persuasion check. Oh, now it stings.
Hey, so
Oh,
good.
wow, holy shit. 19.
So good.
It is like,
I still got it in me.
Well, I can't deny first-timers, of course. What do you curious minds wish to know?
It's going to sound crazy, but do you know how old is this place?
you see, in a brief second, absolute existential crisis hit the face of this tree. And then immediately disappears. And then you just hear like a chuckling. I got no idea.
Okay. Cool. I mean, I was expecting that type of answer.
Time is strange.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm a tree.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm an elf, and I'm just as confused.
Yes.
Do you know if this place has always been, or if it was created by something or someone?
Same thing happens. Absolute existential dread hits him. Disappears. And you hear that chuckle. Wow. Such profound questions.
I know. I know.
feel the
I'm sorry.
limitation.
I believe this question is beyond my roots to grasp. Even the leaves are flying off of my branches at the thought of.
I apologize about that.
I would like to believe
We were always here. Isn't that fun?
That is indeed very fun, yes. That means you have a lot of knowledge and you've probably seen many, many, many things. Have you seen the people who used to live in these ruins?
The people. I have not seen them, unfortunately, though. I share some memories of their past, though. Long time ago, the roots dig deep, but... I have no recollection, unfortunately.
Well, it was very nice speaking with you. I will let you sunbathe, I guess. I don't know how it works here.
It's okay. Sunbathing is nice, but I'll remain rooted. If you want more answers, you should talk to an elder.
An elder? Where can I find an elder?
Deep in the forest, if you go away from the ridges to your left right now. Go deep inside and you'll find the oldest tree in this portion of the forest.
Oh. Well, thank you very much for that. That was very nice of you to let me know.
It's very nice of you to keep me some company, first timers. I hope you have a pleasant stay.
It has been amazing so far.
I'm glad to hear. And beware the fire.
Yes, we are aware. Hopefully we have dealt with part of that problem. There was a being that lit fires on purpose. We have dealt with them.
Oh! Well, that is some splendid news. You can see his leaves start rustling and a bunch of tiny, joyous cheers start to kind of rustle down. It's like, wow, is that just great? I
Yes.
think my
There-
roots grew a couple centimeters just from hearing that.
That's great. There is still the issue that every time someone uses magic, there is spontaneous combustion that runs a little bit deeper than our knowledge currently, but that is something that I hope one day I can help start finding a solution to. But at least the arson has been taken care of.
Well, that's just tremendous. Well, I'll just waiting for the day until I spontaneously combust.
Okay. Well, you have a great time then.
I will.
And I just start walking away.
Yeah. You
That
go-
was the weirdest tree I've ever talked to in my life, and I say that in common to make sure that Eirik hears me. That was weird.
Yeah, yes, it was. It's all weird. All of this is really weird. And I'm just trying to make sense of it all by trying to, like, I
So
don't know.
I've learned that there is an elder tree. A little bit, and I point to the left, a little deeper into the forest that way. That may have more answers for what I was asking. I was asking about like how long and all that, and that tree seemed to be a little bit. He seemed to be having an existential crisis, basically.
Yeah, I've been there. I understand. I get it. I mean, if you want to go off and talk to more trees, then I'm right there with you. Make sure
Well-
no kobolds attack you.
Well, I mean, what else do we have to do until Fiera's ready to do whatever she's doing, right?
That's what I'm saying. This is where you wanted to go, so we have the time. You can go.
I mean, it's fun to have answers to stuff that, you know, we literally don't know about. I'm a scholar. I like to know stuff. This has been like everything that I've worked for my entire life, so
Of course, I fully agree with you.
just
Knowing how
imagine.
things work is how my brain works.
But just
get it.
imagine the book that I could write about this place.
Yep.
I would be the first one that I know of, because I've scoured the archives times and times and times again, and it was always hearsay and people that had heard of, or the very few people that I found that may have gone to the Feywild. The records are not that great, or I just couldn't find anything. Like, I could write something about this place and be like,
Yeah.
here's information about a place that we don't know about. And
Yep.
you see Isorel's got her eyes big like this, and she's like, she looks like you when you're like having ideas and you're like, we have to do this, and then she basically, you feel like you're looking into a mirror and you're seeing yourself right now.
Yeah. Do it. We're here. Do
Okay.
it. Go.
Okay, let's go then.
Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. And you start waltzing off. And we stay back for a couple of moments. You see the tree talking to a different tree, and he just says, wow, I had the strangest conversation just now. They were like these fleshy beings, and then they have the exact same conversation you just had. And as you leave, we're gonna jump over to Fiera. Sitting back in the glade alone. Well, Azathia is kind of still there, but he's taking his time.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
So I'm gonna find a nice, comfy spot in this glade, so away from the trees, away from Azathia. I will invite Clamor with, because I need his help with something. If you don't mind, of course.
Well, I promise to not complain, since I can name your bastion if you get one, so I shall comply.
Right, we do have to survive for that, so know that everything I do is just for that. Even if it hurts you.
I mean, you have things twisted, but sure.
Sure, okay. What do you know about contracts? You were doing deals.
I mean, quite a bit when it comes to legality, to contracts. I mean, what do you want to know? How many drugs you want to sell?
No. Not quite. How do you make it so the other person signs?
I mean, gotta be a good contract. Usually a lot of drugs
Okay.
for little money.
Okay, let's say there's a very good drug.
Yeah.
I know how to get it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get it, but I don't want them to get it, even though it's what they want. I want them to think that I'm getting it for them, when really I'm getting it to protect it.
So you don't have the drug in this scenario.
No, but I know where it is, and I know how to get it, and I'm pretty sure I can get it.
Okay. And why is the other person involved?
So I need their help, right? Let's say they're hindering me. I need them to stop.
I see.
and ideally help me because I'm getting what they want. They just
Oh.
need to leave me alone.
I see. So it's like you belong to one crime gang and you have a rival crime gang, but you both
Okay,
only
sure.
have one drug supplier, which, you know, is being protected
actually, that's
by
true.
the state. And only if both crime gangs act together, they can overcome the state. But however, at the end, you want all the drugs and not give it to the rival gang.
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
Yeah, bloody usually that goes. In my experience.
What? I think blood's gonna be involved.
Oh.
Okay. Well, if this goes poorly, you can keep a secret, right?
What? I mean, you want to make a contract?
See, I knew you're the person to go to. Okay, so I want to essentially... I don't know if I can even do this because I'd like take out the Tiamat's blood, which is now just like this bigger thing, and put it down.
Oh.
This is the issue, right?
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, so it's getting bigger and stronger, and I can't get it away. It ate a divine knight, which was an issue.
That. Oh, yeah, I was there. Yeah, I saw that.
You were there.
Yeah. That was pretty brutal. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. So my worry is that they're gonna pull something the closer we get to closing the gateway, because she wants... Well, I don't think she cares about the gateway. I think she cares about getting what the gateway presents, which is an opportunity to get this horn, right?
Uh-huh.
You know about the horn?
I think you told
We
me.
went over that.
Yeah, you told me, yeah.
We share a lot of thoughts, unfortunately.
Yeah. About what do you mean, unfortunately?
Yes.
A pleasure. Excuse me.
Right. Pleasure, yes. Okay. So she's asleep, but obviously she can act because she ate a divine knight.
I mean, but hold on. What if it's like a sponge? You know, as far as I'm concerned, a sponge doesn't have consciousness. But if you drop it into water, it will suck it up either way, you know?
Okay, yes. She talks to me.
Is this like a flex?
I don't know how it could be. Anyway, the bigger thing is I'm worried that something's going to happen in future, and I want to find a way to prevent it. And I think I can do that with a contract that's carefully worded with her.
Where's her? Yikes.
Yes.
You're going crazy, you know that? You're going absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Well, here's the thing. Devils have to abide by the contract.
Yeah.
And so if all of her people have to, then I assume she has to. And look, blood is needed to sign the contract. There's blood right here. It's crystal, but...
Yeah, okay, I think this is getting a little bit out of my scope of how it is supposed to work, because I guess, yeah, it's her blood, in a sense.
Okay, also, I can contact her, so we can kind of talk this over, even though she's sleeping.
Alright, yeah, okay.
I need her to stop eating things, and I need my items, and I need her to stop. You know, I don't want her to take me over. I assume you don't want that either.
No.
Right. So we need to get what she wants, so she can't do that.
You are a absolute maniac. You're an absolute maniac. All right?
I'm a problem solver, and this is a problem.
You are the definition
This is a problem, Gleb.
of fire. Fighting fire with fire is what you are doing. I'm seeing a burning house, and you are just using a flamethrower for some reason. All right. Okay. So
I'm trying to control the flames and also get them to help me.
all right. Okay. Let me understand this.
Okay.
So there's this horn or whatever it is, and it can.
Yes, the horn.
It does what again?
Wake her up.
It wakes her up.
It wakes her up.
And she's
Yes.
currently not.
We don't want that.
We
But
don't.
She wants that.
Okay.
She's like partially awake, right? I mean, she's been talking to me, and when I went to go see her, one of the I can't really see her body. One of the 5 things I think took my blood or my soul. I'm not sure which. Probably both.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So okay. So what's the concept? You saying let me unattune to this crystal, and I will get
Well,
you.
Okay, I have another plan, right?
Okay.
So I take out my amulet of health. It has the blood of a dragon. I assume, which is a life chrysalis.
Yeah.
I want her to go into that. She can eat it, do whatever she wants, and then I'll put it around my neck. In return, maybe I'll help her get the horn, and maybe she doesn't possess my body.
I feel like there are a lot of maybes here where they probably would.
Well, that's what the contract's for, Glamour. If she has to follow it, then it's not a maybe.
Yeah, if she. But okay, then let's assume she doesn't agree.
Okay, we're gonna say. Well, then she gets one less person going after her precious horn.
Oh man, okay.
Hold up a second.
Okay, sure.
I guess I can only say once I see the contract, because right now it just sounds like real bad stuff.
Sure. I think I have it mostly written. If I can find
You
which
have it
Word
written
document
already.
I put
All
it in.
right. Okay. I see. All right. Okay. I thought this was going to buy me more time, so I can deal with this, but it seems like I have to do it.
No, okay. Rule number 1, you can't tell either of them.
Oh. All right. All right.
This is going to be between me, you, and Tiamat.
I don't know which one of you two is the worst evil right now. Okay. All right.
Because I know if I told this to them, they would just say no, but I need to put a dampener on her taking my soul. Can you agree with that?
How about I'll decide after you say the contract, and then I'll make a decision after that.
Sure. Let me just post the 4 parts I have in here.
All right. Let me take a look at this. All right.
Yeah, hold on. That's part 2. And then this is the final part.
All right.
Okay, essentially, it's just asking her to be part of my amulet. She can stay there. She can stay attuned. She can keep consuming things, but in return, I get boons. And then also she can't possess me. And in return, I will get this horn for her, but she can't take it through this blood crystal in front of me. She has to have like her goons take it, or she, in person. And she'll always know where it is because it's going to be on my person.
All right. Okay.
It's like the best of all worlds, right? I get boons from a goddess. I get an attunement slot back. And also I get this horn, but then I just don't give it to her. Although I'll be hunted for the rest of my life, I think that's fine.
All right. Okay. I also got one question, which is like, we are aware that there are already people trying to get the horn, right?
Yeah, and she is aware we're going to stop them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Because
but
either A, we stop them and we're a better force at getting the horn, or B, we don't stop them and she loses nothing.
okay.
Because personally, I do want the horn. I just don't want to give it to her.
All right. I feel like, I'm the only experience that I can in any
You
way.
can go back to drugs, right?
Yeah,
Would
yeah,
a
yeah.
druggie be okay if somebody got them the drugs and they always knew where it was? Rather than maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like I had this plenty of times, all right? I had a lot of people who wanted to sell drugs, all right? Okay. Trust me, there are more people than you think that really want to get into this. However, when someone comes, whom I do not know, and they just say, hey, I have a contract. I'm coming to you, the supplier of drugs, with the contract. And I
Yes.
want to sell your drugs. I'm immediately suspicious, Because I'm usually the one who does the contract to set the rules and not someone who I do not know who does things. You get
Well,
me?
apparently she knows me because we've been attuned since I've been in hell.
All right, okay. So she does know you? All
She
right.
knows something is going on.
Okay,
Like I
then.
said, she's been saying things to me.
And what kind of things was she saying?
Like soon. And like snoring.
All right, it's
Mostly just like ambiguous words.
I see. I got no idea. I'm just fucking waiting here. I'm gonna be honest. I got no idea what the hell is going on. Literally.
Oh, do you see any big downside of this? Like, okay, if I do this contract, I immediately die.
The thing is, we are dealing something that is completely outside of the realm of what I could even
Which is interesting.
pretend to fathom. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do you think we could protect the drug once we get it?
there's an army of devils making their way to our plane that
Yes.
feel confident enough that they can take over an entire nation.
Which is their fault. We're going to stop them.
Exactly, yeah. But that might, that power versus ours. I think we have the upper hand as long as we can prevent that from happening.
Perfect. Okay, good. I rub my hands together
Oh boy.
and I start preparing contact other plane. And I'm going to put the contract in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put Tiamat's blood on one side. And I'm going to take my small knife, cut my thumb, and put it next to my name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to contact other plane Tiamat.
Alrighty. Then do what you must.
Oh, tongues, intellect fortress. God, what else should I prepare? I probably should. There might be rolls involved in this. I have persuasion. I have intimidation for some reason. Do I want to prepare a bat fortune's favor? Do I have 2 pearls? That's about the bigger question. Let me check my pearl supply. I do. Okay, I will cast Fortune's Favor on myself as well. All the spells. And then, yeah, I'll do the intellect saving throw.
Alright. Then do it.
Wow, that was wildly low.
Yeah, jeez, man. Every time you do the spell, it's almost like I can roll 20s trying to.
It's telling me something.
Yeah. So that makes it still, right? What's the DC?
15.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you would
I have to roll which I've done twice.
Yeah, you have done that. Plus, you did an intelligence check, not an intelligence saving throw.
Oh,
Which means you have to reroll, but higher odds.
that's good. Okay, 30.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I'm mentally prepared for this moment.
Yeah, you are indeed, as you once again kind of fold together your hands and place the kind of arcane magics together to bring you to a strangely familiar place, as you have now visited the Hells numerous times. And as you kind of detach from where you are, you have a little bit of turbulence as your consciousness is flying out of you, as communing from a different location or trying to communicate, and it feels a little bit stressing. It requires more focus from, it seems like, the Feywild to connect to Hell than if you were the material plane. However, nonetheless, you are trained enough and manage to kind of grit your teeth and push through. And as you do so, once again, the stench of sulfur hits your nose. The burning heat of the environment itself comes creeping up the inside of your skin as if the flesh is melting. And your consciousness expands towards another mind that you wish to contact. And very familiar, once again, you are surrounded in darkness and can only feel and hear the heat of flames ever burning, ever punishing around you. As once again, you can see these vague 5 very dimly lit colors, though one red one pulsing a little bit stronger than the rest.
One more than the okay, I guess I'll speak toward that one. Are you aware of me? And I'm gonna, kind of like I did with the moon, nature of moon. I'm gonna try to extend my annihilation field to give them a nudge.
Yeah, you do that, and as you do so, you can feel this pulse kind of flare up a tiny little bit, and as it does so, you can feel the immensity of heat just kind of wash over you. It is as if you are only like several feet away from the surface of the sun, as your consciousness just kind of incinerates bit by bit, just being exposed to it, but you aren't literally dying. But the pain is very much vivid and lucid, as all you hear is a
So one is awake. Interesting. Are you able to sign contracts?
I make. Yes.
Can you... Once I make...
ones I make. Yes.
Okay. Do you believe I have a strong will?
Irrelevant.
Would you trust my strength if I stopped your army?
Maybe.
Are you able to look at the contract I propose? Because it's hard to say, and I could blob it out and then a question mark at the end, but you know.
That's a good question. I feel like, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I kind of nod because that's my 5th question and start going back.
All right. You disappear back, and as you feel yourself fall back into the darkness and returning back to your physical form, you suddenly feel chains wrap around your arms, grabbing you tight, as you feel a power keeping you there, and then the chains pull you back in.
Part of the plan, for sure. It's a mutual deal. We both get something out of it. There's something I want, there's something you want. Nothing handed, both earned.
What could you possibly give me that I can't get myself already?
You're stuck here. I have presence everywhere I move. I can move between planes. I can gain trust, I can gain time. And gain this horn.
Confident, self-absorbed, arrogant and greedy. I like it. You're only a few steps away to become the perfect pet.
Can't say I'm not interested in you. The Queen of Dragons. Powerful. Above the rest. I want to live forever. And I want to be strong as I live forever.
Yes. Yes. greatest were dreams that will never be fulfilled. I can entertain your delusions, mortal. But your goals are very different from mine.
Do you want more than a home? More than a throne to sit on?
I had all those things when I was a god. And I abandoned all of them for the sake of a greater purpose.
Now, greater purposes, I think we have that in the same vein. Become our own deity.
Pathetic. I just told you. I was divine. And I gave it up. Your dreams for immortality. Your dreams for strength. You're but a child. In this game that we are playing. The reason they locked me away is because I, as much as the sinners, wanted to destroy all that is divine. And that means also myself. I am done talking with your puny ideas. Come to me again if you've grown up. Dream for immortality as much as you like, but you will fall just like the gods did.
The chains unshackle themselves, and you're flung back to the Feywild where you wake up. But you still feel the burning heat, the sensation coursing through your veins, and you can even see some of the veins along your body have kind of sprung up, popped, as if you're currently pumped from a hard workout. Once again, you see Azathia. It's like, everything alright, Vera?
Yes, conversations with beings of the Pantheon are taxing. And strange. And illuminating, I guess.
Okay, you have strange hobbies. I must say, strange hobbies. Okay.
The papers in front of me, I assume, unchanged.
It seems unchanged.
Okay. Okay, I just wave my hand. I cast a spell, I kill something. Crumple, rip, put in bag.
Okay. Put it into your bag, and you see Glamour in front of you. It's like,
Yeah.
so...
Okay. Why would a goddess want to destroy themselves?
All right, I'm going to take a walk right now. You know, I don't think I'm prepared mentally for this conversation.
Right. No, let's talk for another day. Interesting.
All right, and then, you know, I don't want to talk about the suicidal tendencies of a god. All right, I have a dictionary of things I can't talk about. It's not in one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of like turns away and just once again go back
Okay, that's fair.
and walks with his hind legs.
Balls.
And as if
That just gives me more questions. Oh my god. Let's
And-
talk with her. Lovely. Okay.
And as Fiera's now kind of crumped in even more questions, as per usual, we're gonna jump over to some people who also have questions. To Isorel and Irik as you're sauntering your way through the Feywild. I guess you can tell me. Well, actually, yeah. Make a survival check, Isorel, to kind of navigate through the Fey Forest. I'd say you have advantage because the tree gave you.
Okay.
don't
I'll
really-
roll a second time then. Nope. 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 We'll use the first one. We'll use the first roll.
That's good. At least it's out of the way. And
Yes.
you walk. And yeah, you try. The main thing you have to keep track of is keeping a. Well, it gave you a straight path to walk towards, but you know, going a straight path in the jungle is very,
Yeah.
very difficult.
Not easy.
Yeah. And so you kind of.
Didn't we buy machetes at some point, or am I dreaming?
Machetes.
Machetes.
Okay, I'm dreaming. All right.
I've got
Yeah,
I've got a bunch of short swords still. From
No, it's okay.
something, but-
For some reason in my brain, no, I'm sorry. I'm mixing with another campaign that I played recently
Alright, okay.
that we had machetes. Sorry, I am mixing two things together. We don't have machetes. We have Isabear. Is what we have.
It's not the same.
No, it's
Yeah.
not the same.
It's just something completely different. But yeah, you can put them in the same boat.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be Isabear. I want to take it in all, and take notes and.
Yeah. Yeah, you walk through the dense lush forest of the Feywild, stumble upon a variety of different creatures while you do so, but and you see that a lot of things are almost like designed or well, not taught to be. They aren't really like taught, but meant to kind of disorient you. A lot of flowers that, you know, try to start conversation that just goes to nowhere. As many of the things have the ability to talk and have the semblance of consciousness, but, you know, when you talk to them for long enough time, it's like when you talk with like AI, it kind of gets weird at some point, and you're like, oh, like it's not really alive. Like it has the capability to talk to you. It has like short-term memory somehow. But at some point you realize, yeah, no, this isn't going anywhere. And everything is like,
That's the best description I've ever heard of the Feywild.
yeah.
Comparing it to AI.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the best.
Yeah. It's nature's greatest technology, in a nutshell. But you don't let yourself get distracted from the strange tales some of the flowers have to give, and you don't take any strange offerings of liquids that seem to be produced by different plants or saps from trees. And soon enough, you kind of start climbing a little bit. The terrain kind of starts to get into a slight incline, and you can see these heavy gargantuan roots that kind of come out of the ground, sometimes 10 to 15 feet up into the air and then back down. Really these massive just winding networks of wood scrolling across the landscape, and you have to kind of climb them up occasionally. And this reminds you more of like the Servalon Greatwoods in the terms of size of what these roots are and what tree must grow here to, you know, have roots this big. And as you're kind of climbing up these roots, at some point you come to a bit of a clearing, but you can see just this expanse of different roots that all converge to a middle point. But you can also see on the roots themselves, trees sprout sporadically on different locations. There are ferns growing on the underside of some of the roots that are elevated above the ground because of the height. And you can all see it all accumulates to one gargantuan tree that just kind of rises up. Hundreds of thousands of branches kind of open up to the sky to an immense canopy of this singular behemoth of a tree, but you can very distinctively see a face on the tree, and not the semblance of a tree, which most other plants have in the Feywild. It really seems like there's like a slit for eyes and then a big crack of bark that goes across big portions of the main trunk of this gargantuan tree, and it seems to have its eyes and mouth closed, and it's just sitting there, kind of. As a perspective, it's about 500 feet away from you, and it seems to go at least 1,000 feet up into the air. It is huge and strange that you weren't able to see it, from where you came from. You walked maybe like an hour or so, Max, trying to navigate through it before you got to this. But that is kind of the current landscape that you are seeing in front of you. Just this huge tree that's just kind of sitting/standing there.
I'll start in common first and say, excuse me. Wow, sorry.
Wow.
Sorry about that. Excuse me, Elder Tree. Do you understand what I say?
You wait for a couple of seconds, and then you just hear. And it doesn't respond.
Okay. I will then switch to Sylvan and say, excuse me, Elder Tree? Could I have a moment of your time?
You say that once again. You're 500 feet away, and you just hear.
I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to go closer, but we're gonna have to go closer. Okay. I'm gonna walk a little bit closer to the tree, like maybe 200 feet.
Alright.
And then I'll try to speak to it again.
Okay.
See if he reacts now.
Alright. How loud are you?
How loud? Probably like, when you're, I don't know, like on one side of your house and someone's on the other side and you're like trying to get their attention, like about that, like I'm not shouting trying to wake up the gods, but I'm also like trying to make my voice. I probably use a little bit of thaumaturgy to make my voice like boom a little.
Yeah, you do that. You do see like a tiny branch just kind of flares away as you use thaumaturgy, but your voice booms out. And as it does so, you can immediately see like cracks in where the eye slits are kind of open up as the entire trunk kind of moves slightly as his eyes kind of slowly open up, and you just hear hello, and he speaks in Sylvan. Because he very slowly, it seems to be probably something that you just felt Skid kind of waking up from either a nap or a long sleep. It's like
Yep.
I could swear I just heard someone.
Yes, hello. Down here.
You can see the eyes kind of just scanning his own wounds. And then you can...
I would probably like druid craft something to like make it like catch his attention.
Yeah.
Or take some stuff down, like making some flowers go wee on top of me.
Yeah. And you can see as he opens his eyes, what he reveals behind aren't like big glassy orbs, what you would expect eyes usually to look like, but it seems to more look like as if he has like lakes, pure water inside of where his eyes is, that kind of just float inside of the eye sockets there. And there isn't really like a pupil or stuff like that, but it does move and it seems to like focus on where you're standing. And he says,
Oh, hello there. Oh. Can I help you?
I'm very sorry to wake you from your slumber. I was informed that perhaps you could answer some of my questions. We are first-timers here, and I have a big interest in the Feywild, and I would like to learn more about this place.
Oh, yes, of course. No worries. I usually take a slumber every decade or so. It's always nice to be awoken with some new company now and again. I see it's been a long time since I last had outside visitors.
Just as a first question, perhaps you know my mentor, then have you spoken with Ezefern, the Eladrin? His grove is not too far from here, actually.
Of course. He was one of my students.
Oh. I am one of his students.
Oh, how nice to see. Well, it's been a long time since I could judge one of my students in the capabilities of teachings. I'm just kidding. Don't feel intimidated. I'm not here to judge anyone.
I only have good words about Ezefern. He has taught me well, so that means a lot. That you were his teacher then.
Well, appreciate the kind words you have to offer. Seems like Ezefern is still bringing forth his kindness to the people he connects with. One of his better traits.
Yes, that is for sure. I have so many questions, and I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel like I'm investigating, or I don't know how to say, but I just have a lot of questions.
Oh, that's fine. I am more than happy to satiate your curiosity. Well, that is what used to be mainly my duty back in the day, so I'm quite used to it.
Could I start with your name?
Of course. My name is Oswald.
I am Isarel.
That's how you spell that.
Oh my gosh, I am so far from it.
Yeah, they have strange spellings.
Nope. Where's my... I need... There it is. Oh my gosh. Will you just please...
I swear, desperately trying to get pen out. It's like,
It's my stupid eraser that just kept going back up the tube. Whoa. Oops. Yes, I am Israel. It is our first time coming to the Feywild. I guess the connection was lost for a little while there.
Indeed, it was. It was.
Well, hopefully we can reconnect it at least a little bit. We found a way to travel back and forth, so there's that.
I see. That is good to hear.
Yes. I don't want this place to be forgotten. That is for sure. That is my goal, actually.
A noble one. A noble one.
That takes me to the first question I had. I wanted to learn more about the origins of this place, how it came to be, and how I know time is different here, so I don't know if we can actually put an age on this place. But I'd like to get the idea of how long it's been here, or I don't know if I make sense.
I understand what you're trying to say. Yes.
Yes.
Well, time is strange. It is difficult to say specifically when in terms of Fey years. It was a long time ago. Long before when I was born, at least. And I was born a long time ago.
With your height and your magnificence, yeah, I can definitely see you've been here and you've seen probably a lot of things.
But I can say it's... The Feywild existed for many millennia. It was created by the creators. They created the Tree of Power. The same way they created the gods.
So the creators did make the Feywild.
It was their way of sharing their power with mortal kind.
It's it's there is where we come from, there is this religion that believes in the light and that the creators brought the light. It kind of goes against that principle that the creators made the Feywild, but then they would have made the light. Have you heard of the light?
There is a call, but its nature. I'm uncertain where it comes from, and I'm surprised it made it this far, to where I too saw the vision. But it came not from the Fae. It came not from a source that I am familiar with. It stemmed from, not from the Fae wild. It stemmed from your home plane.
From the material plane.
But more specifically, from your continent.
We recently discovered that there are other continents. There was this dome that there is this dome that seals us, but there was this everstorm around us that clouded further away that we've never explored. And recently, through some wild magic from a very powerful mage, we were able to walk on some strands up in the air, and we saw the other continents, or the start of other continents and other islands around. So this is something that is quite new to us, to know that there were other continents.
So, that much has been already lost.
Yes.
Staggering to think about.
Yes.
I wonder what else was forgotten during that time then.
A lot. A lot. Elvenkind has lost its connection to nature for the major part.
It is as they feared, I guess.
I know that much, that the Tree of Power is dying. I have one of its seeds, and we have planted it. We have found a place to put it to safety.
Where, might I ask?
Tricks. No.
The Dragon Shrine? What's his name?
Oh yes.
Relax.
Oh no, the other Drang Shrine, you mean?
Yes, with oh my god. It's somewhere in here. Hold on. No, that's Arsason. No, that's Zephygus.
The Drivarian tribe.
Yes, I know that much. We've entrusted the Driverian tribe with it. They have been dedicated to the Dryadalis court, and they are keepers. So they have planted the seed in their tribe.
I see. That is good to know. Then perhaps my roots can grow long enough that I might be able to establish the connection again, at least partially.
That's actually great news. I was not aware that this was a possibility. That makes me happy.
Well, it will take some time, of course.
Of course, I don't expect that when I go back, the connection will be repaired like this. I am aware that this is a long process, but I'm glad that at least the process has been started. Eric, what else did we want to know?
I mean, I was mostly just curious about the structures that we were at before, but this is the Fae is your shit.
Okay. We came from ruins, and I point the direction that we came back from. About an hour away from here. We were a little bit curious about who used to be there.
Those ruins, yes. One of many settlements that used to belong to the refugees of the Dryadalis courts that arrived here.
So the court was around. Well, the refugees of the court were around here. Do we know where they are now?
Well, I believe the court itself has more or less fractured quite a bit.
Yes.
Azathia is, well, one of them. One of the descendants of them.
Yes.
But their arrival and news back then spread quite a bit of panic at the time.
Were they not welcome here?
Well, more or less. One could say forced concubines to a certain degree. Their words and information they spread seem to misalign with the goals of the courts at place here. Tell me, Israel, how much about the Dryadalist do you know?
Very little. Oh. I know that the Dryadalist court. Hold on. I need to go back to my. Right here. I have to go here. Just give me one quick second, guys. I need to. I know that they were dispersed. I know that the Dryadalist court was dispersed deep in the Servalon woods down in the material planes, and that they were the ones that kept the connection to the Feywild for a while. I know that Ezafern was guardian of the Shrine of Mammalith. But that's a lot. That's pretty much what I've known. I believe we've also found some ruins down close to it's because I want to say it and now it's Delit Solis, where some of the first elves maybe came and were welcomed by dragonkins. But that's pretty much the information that I have about it. I don't have a lot.
Well, since you now know that there are more continents, a strange thing for me to say, for a fact that is so obvious to me.
Yes.
The Dryadalist court comes from off the other continents.
Okay.
In fact, all elves specifically elves, that resides within your continent came from Azanvarus.
Can I have a spell check on that?
Yes. A big V.
That was actually straightforward.
Yeah.
I would have got that one.
And is that the continent to the east?
I shall then illuminate a little bit of your past, Isabel. It seems as though your gap is larger than anticipated. I wonder why Esifan hasn't told you. Around a long time ago, a bit more than 3,000 years, there was a great stir in the already chaotic world. After the shattering, many of the scions tried to fill the vacuum left by the creators. This in turn led to a lot of conflict. Once allies, now enemies. But not all had ill intentions. It was a panic, seeing that they have been led unquestioned by a power for eons, that the sudden disappearance left them feeling lost. But this age of turmoil, as it would be later known, would suddenly receive another threat, one seemingly stemming from Azanvarus. You see, all of a sudden, all other continents were swarmed with elves, fleeing from their continent, trying to find refuge, warning the other continents of a plague they were speaking of. They attempted to plea and ask for help for the other scions, to aid them to stop whatever was going on in their home continent. But most would ignore their words. Many of these people, especially those that would arrive at the shores of Ilianus,
Which is the name of your continent?
would plead to the dominators, ask them for aid. But the dominators refused. They saw their words of threats as means to increase their own defenses. They would not risk, if such a terrible force did exist, to lend their strength to foreigners. The already very isolated landscape became even more guarded. And this was strengthened further when the news came that for the first time The Dradulus plead for their help because they warned that one of their heralds fell. And it would be the first time since the War of the First Sin that a god had died. They hoped that this would urge the Dominators to come to their aid, but this just spread more panic. And so, they secluded themselves on the island on the continent, trying to protect what they have. That is why the new age was referred to as the Great Exodus, because the sudden influx of elves and other races spread throughout the continent. Ilianus didn't house any elves before this event. There were mainly dragonborn and kobolds within the Fae that tended to the gates. And some of them still exist here today.
Yes, from what I've heard, my friend here, and I tap Eric on the shoulder. He doesn't understand anything. He had a run-in with a kobold earlier.
Ah, yes. Mischievous in nature they are.
Yes.
I hope he didn't pluck anything too valuable.
From what I gather, maybe a silver. Nothing.
I see.
Nothing major.
But
So sorry, you speak of this plague. Did the elves bring the blight over? With them?
that is what some people like to believe. But in truth, demons existed before that already within our continent. But there was a influx when they arrived. One of the reasons why people started to float the idea of creating a barrier to prevent it from spreading.
The Everstorm.
Exactly.
And now the Everstorm is gone.
But it is important to note, the Dominators knew something. The angels, crude beings, they weren't quite themselves when they attacked. They were convinced that the Dominators were responsible for this plague. No one knows why. They are arrogant in nature. They were one of the first who even, bordered their continent from entry for any else. And because the Dominators were kind enough to at least let them make their homes there, some people believe that that was the reason why the angels saw them as a threat. But more importantly, something I used to, or what I attempted to teach Ezephan was that there has to be something learned from the death of the first scion. And to not forget that our powers won't stop the demonic blight. It existed long before. It existed during the time of the science. They had no means to stop it. And when the Dominators created the dome, something that I still do not understand is that they, or at least Silvers, broke the tether to the Feywild.
I somewhat recently completely lost my connection to Silvis.
He now too, as many of the other scions, has now fallen. It is as the Dryadalis had warned.
Yes. There... I have a goal, and I don't know if you can help me make sense of this, but from what I have gathered with all of my notes and everything. Hold on, where is it? That's Nerfrax. I need to. I need to find Vitalios, and they would be on Vivalia if I have the correct information. I was told by Sons of Servalon that I needed to restore Alitura to help nature.
Many centuries ago, I would have agreed with this endeavor. But there's been a problem that has been ignored. I have no goal for you, Isoel. I am but an old tree, living on an even older tree.
Yes, I understand.
Slowly dying.
Yes.
But what I would like to urge, the same way as I have Ezephan, is to remain skeptical. We are attempting the same solutions for the same problems over and over again, and it doesn't seem to work. There must be answers elsewhere. Whether or not it's Vitalius or the corpse of one of the Watchers, I do not know. But I do believe
Well,
the answer might be in places where we least want to look.
well, we've been to Gainar. We've dealt with a few things over there, and we've learned some things over there. And after meeting a tree there that tried to weasel its way through me to the material plane, I have learned to be a little more skeptical of everything that I learn. I question things a lot more than I used to. And I intend to stay that way.
That is good. Because divinity didn't help us. So I believe only a mortal mind can solve this problem. For once you reach a certain age, as I've learned with myself, it is hard to think outside of that what you have been taught for so long. And even in this moment, I can feel the urge to tell you to trust in the power of the Tree of Power, to trust in the magic gifted to us by the Creators, but the thousands of years that I have been now feeling it slipping away bit by bit, and the struggles of every scion whose lives wane and fade into obscurity. I am slowly growing fruits of doubt that is the way that we must take.
I have found new sources for my power. I still believe in nature. I still believe that nature is the source of my magic and my power. But I've also put my trust in Mirvarax, the way that they protected our ancestors when they got to the material plane. And I've started seeing how not everything is as simple as it seems. And everything is a lot more gray area than I thought, and no one is truly good or truly bad or truly something. It's all muddy, and you have to tread lightly.
It is complicated. So, trust your instincts as well. Don't let the age of some being fool you. Being older doesn't always mean wiser.
I'm going to have a very strongly worded conversation with Esfer next time I see him. I'm not going to be mean, I'm not going to yell at him, but I'm going to want some answers. I don't know if he was trying to protect me, I don't know if he was trying to let me discover things on my own.
Yes. He's a hopeful one. He was hoping to bring back the Tree of Power.
That's what he instilled in me.
Then, as the teacher of your teacher, I shall take that away. Put a pause on that goal and try and see if maybe there's something else that we are missing.
Well, the seed has been planted in somewhere and it's not going to grow overnight. And trying to find other ways to make it grow is not on my to-do list right now, so that avenue has been paused for the foreseeable future.
Very well. There are no right answers, and there are no wrong ones.
Yeah.
There are only the ones you
More
make.
questions. More questions, always.
Well, then, greet Ezephan for me.
I will.
Maybe that's the reason why he didn't visit me yet. That young fool.
He's not so young anymore. Lots and lots of gray.
I see. Well, relative to me, I shall say.
Yes, definitely. I am a child to you. I completely understand.
Very well. I shall remember this encounter.
And so will I. I have a lot to tell my companion here. He has not understood a single word of what has been going on.
Oh! I didn't realize. Well, then you will have a lot to tell.
Yes.
Then you can know what it feels like to be old. It seems like the older you get, the more you need to tell.
Yes.
Then, until the next time somebody wakes me from my slumber.
I'll try to visit you again and have some news, answers maybe, anything.
I shall be waiting here as long as I'm not consumed for a spell.
I have one last question. We are looking for some material to create a fork to the Feywild.
Oh, you already have that.
Oh, we have that. Never mind. I forgot. That's right. We have a fork.
Something tingles in the back of my brain. I search my satchel and I find 2 forks in there. It's like, oh, thank God. I put it back down.
And then you sneeze.
All right. No, never mind. All right. Well, then I will let you rest and I will be on my way and try to find answers.
Alright. And next time, maybe play some soothing music to wake me up. Shouting is always a little bit abrupt.
I'm sorry about that. I have no idea how to address an elder tree.
It's fine, it's fine.
That was my first time.
It's fine.
You see, he kind of just shuts his eyes, cross the eyes, and closes, and then suddenly it becomes quiet again. And you stand there with Eirik, who's just been hearing this booming voice coming from the tree, and you go, and it's nothing.
Just maybe started to wander a little bit away, just distracted.
I will tell what the tree has told me for however long it takes.
All right.
Yep. The freaking elves come from a different continent.
I thought they came from here. I thought that's what the Feywild was.
No. No.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I have gotten so many answers, and that has just created even more questions.
As always.
As usual. So those ruins also were from the court.
I guess that makes sense.
It does. We should be careful. There are more kobolds around. They're still running rampant around here.
And we can't use magic, right? If they attack us?
We can. We just run the risk of combusting stuff. Well, we will combust stuff around us.
Right. Okay, and I'll dig out my hand crossbow.
You don't see any immediate kobolds around, but you are prepared.
I will take out my torch and not light it and use it as a club if needed.
My God.
I literally have no weapons. I have a wand and my staff. I can bonk them with my staff. Maybe plant my wand.
I can give you a hammer, I can give you a crowbar, I can give you... There's a lot of heavy things that are tools that can be used if you want something, but...
Yeah, I just wanted to say your staff is a magical quarterstaff, so you can use it to attack.
Yes, but that means creating magic, which runs the risk of combusting something, right?
No. It's a weapon.
No?
It's a quarterstaff. It's a weapon. You can't hit people with it.
Oh yeah. I can bonk with my staff. That's what I said.
Yeah, but like it's a legit weapon. Is what I'm trying to say. It's as legit a weapon as
Yeah.
I guess a normal club would be.
I know. I can roll an attack with it. It does 1d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. +2.
+2. Yes.
Yeah. So you could bludgeon somebody.
Yes.
All right, then what do you do as you stand still there and then continue hearing the snoring of the wall?
walk around and see if we find more things to look at, I guess.
Okay.
By all means,
All right.
you're the one that understands this. So
I don't.
the words, though, the language, you can.
Oh, okay.
Right now, it's just static to me.
Okay. Where specifically do you want to walk around? Because you're currently just in the, quote unquote, the legs, I guess, is what or the roots of Oswald. That, is a 500 feet radius around him. Do you wish to, return to the forest? Because on the immediate side, you don't see anything particular in interest around the mangled roots here. I mean, it could be stuff buried underneath, though then you would have to do a bit of climbing. Yeah, so it's up to you where you wish to walk around.
Let's get lost in the forest.
All right. Then you...
Well, let's not get lost. That might not be the best idea.
I mean, we can go walk around the forest and we can... How far from the grove do we want to be?
Like I said,
Esifern's
this is your stuff. If you want to go looking for more answers, talk to more everything, you can absolutely do that. I'm gonna be right by your side.
I don't think I'm going to find more answers here for what I'm looking for. I think the next thing I have to do is go yell at Esifern.
Okay. Yeah.
But Fiera did ask us for a couple days to herself. I guess a day or two.
I mean, if we go back to the glade, it's not gonna. I don't think she cares if we're
No.
there.
I don't think so either.
She just doesn't want to be bothered.
Yeah. I might just want to go explore those ruins just to see what they are and look at them and see them.
Sure.
Document them somehow.
By all means.
All right, we'll start the trek back towards the ruins then.
Alrighty, yeah, it's easy enough to do. And as you do that, make your way back. We'll switch over to Fiera. What is she up to?
Absolutely nothing. As if. No, I'll just do one quick thing. And then try to get back to you, Matt. Not sure. So I'm gonna ask. Well, I still need the thing, so it has to be within an hour. After probably 15 minutes of thinking after that conversation, I'll ask Glamour back over. Okay, so I still need your help. On a different thing this time.
What?
I'm gonna try an experiment.
Okay.
We're just gonna mess with time. Nothing crazy.
That is, funnily enough, not as crazy. Which is crazy to say. Alright?
Oh. Anyways, so I'm just gonna cast a spell really quick. A haste, put it in a bead, give it to him. Now, when I finish my spell, I need you to cast this on me.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm going to, kind of hold my Time Lord's amulet. I'm gonna sigh and get out all the pieces of paper I ripped up and start putting them back together in order, just so I can look at those two. I'm gonna get my locket, put it down in front of me, open it so I can see my family. Get my work notebook, put it to a page I've been working on, get my spell book, turn it to a page with like an unfinished spell, put that down. Think for a second, put the token of divine guidance in front of me, put my staff in front of me, it's all this different stuff. And then I'm gonna focus as hard as not as hard as I can, on the pendant, to that point where you're kind of just starting to like get ready to do a problem, to get into work. And then I'm gonna cast time dilation on myself to replicate the trial I went under, and I want to witness everything and try to figure out this amulet, no matter how many years it takes. I want to be a true time wizard and just get lost in a problem.
Oh, wow. Okay. Then make a intelligence save or wisdom save against yourself.
For time dilation, it's a wisdom save, but if I can, because I want it to work as fully as I can I just ignore the save? Or if I want like control of the space, do I want to save, I guess?
Yeah, that's the thing, because let's put it that way. When you cast a spell, it creates an environment that makes you incapable of doing anything. Right? That's the entire effect. It's like, the bleach blade from whatever the doctor's guys with this blade, where your perception suddenly gets so crazy.
Oh, okay.
That, that's why the creature gets stunned.
Yeah, I guess the intention is to have some control.
Yeah, so you would want to save, obviously. So that's the first step.
This is a
but that should be...
Charisma save. With Intellect Fortress, I have advantage.
Yes.
Wow. That is interesting.
Wait, is it charisma save? Isn't it wisdom?
Oh, if you manage to get out of the spell, you have to... Oh, it is wisdom, sorry.
Okay.
The charisma save happens afterward.
Ah, I see.
Or the other effect. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes, wisdom save or be... Okay. Try that again. Okay. 25.
There it is. Then now you can make a straight intelligence check to kind of retain the effects of your consciousness so that the spell doesn't just disappear. So obviously you saved against it to, keep it there. The DC is 15.
Maintain. For intelligence?
Yes, straight intelligence. That's a 19. Alright, what I would tell you is, obviously, what happens is time still... You want basically time for yourself to be slower. Right?
I don't know how to... I want to essentially get lost. It's a fractal, so it's infinite. So I want the time it takes to go through all the infinite possibilities this possesses.
Yeah,
so if time goes slower, I assume I still have more time to check each path or
exactly.
see how this works.
Yeah. Exactly. So you want basically your perception of time to kind of become quite...
Super brain, super...
Yes. All right. So you do that. Fucking as if in the corner, it's like, What the hell's going on here? And
Yep.
yeah, you get into a rather familiar state of mind as everything kind of slows down around you. You can see every leaf around you fall and then slowly start to stop mid-air as kind of your consciousness expands to such a degree where you begin to count instances of time itself as you can become aware of what is passing by. And this is very similar to when you were in Melador's dungeon and you suddenly experienced seemingly 8 years, though only like a couple of minutes passed. You're in a very similar state right now, which for you, funny enough, is very relaxing. You have come to be in control of that space. It isn't unfamiliar. It is a place that you have spent a lot of time. Probably your study chambers in your home you have spent more time in, but that might have been a room that you have spent more time in than any other. It's 8 full years you spent inside of stasis there. And once again, you can feel it stop. It is only you, your mind, and the things you laid out in front of you.
No.
What do you wish to do?
Something to remind me. I don't know. There's so many problems to work on. Which it's like the first day of vacation. It's like, well, do I just do nothing? I have time to do nothing. I think Fiora kind of realizes she needs her mentality to change. Her concept of time. A god just told her she's a child. And she kind of is, because she doesn't know anything about history. She barely a glimpse. So I think I'm just going to take at least some time to realize how small of a part of history I've taken part of. And how all these deities have their own stories and emotions and lives that I just don't know anything about. I try to remember what I have from like legend lore and stories and conversations, but I try to accept how small I am and how big I'm trying to act. Accept my mortality as it is.
I see. As you kind of, in this stasis, somewhat meditating about this very existential and deeply philosophical kind of wall you've hit, seemingly, as you have been told by, the countless stories of mages that the possibilities are, infinite and to always strive for the greatest heights. It sometimes blinds you to the perception of the greater world around you if you're only solely focused on what you are doing. And you can feel, however, as you're doing this, your consciousness not only taking in all the sensations that are happening now. Time is still moving around you, but at such a slow degree where you almost feel like you could answer Velraylox's question of how much time actually passes, like what's the minimum amount of time that can pass.
But I'm sure that's on mine too. Yep.
Yeah, and it's like, with your knowledge and your attunement now that you have gained with time, which is extremely substantial, which you realize too, there is still an infinite depth that could still continue onwards. You are still but seeing a fraction of what time actually is. Even in the slowest possible perceivable way, it seems like the world or the time itself is showing you can still cut it up into many, many, many more shapes. Well, once again, it doesn't seem to discourage you, because your goal right now is not to palm it all inside of your hands, but to realize where you
To
are.
understand, just, yeah.
And as you kind of find this self-realization and attunement, you feel, once again, similar to when you were in the Chamber Melador, a presence become aware of you. A presence that seems to embody the very fabric of this infinite space.
I do wonder how do you exist? How do you cope? How do you, if you understand all, see all, know all, feel all, how's it not overwhelming? Just my own pain and path seems overwhelming with my choices. And you're everywhere. How many years will it take me to even get a step closer? I know you have a role. It's important. And if even it takes me multiple lifetimes, I'll try to help you. This is me lifting my foot. Kind of just refocus.
You see suddenly in everything that is unmoving, the pendant slowly rises up. It doesn't tick, it doesn't move, it just kind of slowly floats up so that it faces right in front of your face. And you can see the intricate fractal clockwork, which almost seems impossible to be crafted, and the different gears, and also the pointers built similar to that of a very complex clockwork. And you can see, whether it was deliberate or not from your part, that it's showing 12 o'clock right now. Both dials are centered to the north. And then you see it goes one step. And as it does so, your perception of the world around you changes ever so slightly. You can not see, but you are aware that time is passing. 0.0000000000005 seconds have just elapsed, and you're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Something you weren't even feasibly close to becoming aware of. You don't get words. You don't get emotions. You don't even get meaning. You only realize you are one step closer. And as you have basically like almost days worth of thoughts, I will also give you a special mechanic, part of basically Fiera's mind palace, which is you can tell me 2 pieces of information, and you're telling me the DM, because Fiera has so much time to think about these things. If there is any connection that can be made, I will answer truthfully to these 2 connections.
Oh boy, 2 connections.
So you can tell me 2 points of interest, and then how you wish to know how they might be or could be or somewhat connected, and I will give you a truthful answer. But it's difficult to play a level a intelligence 20 character without having Intelligence 20.
Yeah.
So that is a superpower you've gained.
Come back in 12 hours when Matt finally figures out what he wants to say.
Maybe. Come on, think. Connect. Questions about have it ever done? Okay. The biggest one, obviously, is Calyx and Tiamat's Devils and Avernus.
Calyx and Tiamat's Devils in Avernus.
Because contracts, souls, and blood magic kind of all are all intertwined in there in some way.
Alright. So Fiera is thinking about what she knows about Calyx and the connections and knowledge you have over the devils in Avernus. As you're trying to kind of piece these things together, you realize two things. Or one, most importantly, which is you aren't entirely sure whether or not Calyx was brought to the plane deliberately, and by whom. And if it was deliberately by a certain person, this must have been machinations going on at least several hundred years ago. Because you know from the first Lightbearer who you met that he or his legion was responsible for why Calyx was brought about. And you also somewhat know that it is rather close to where Melador's dungeon is. And prior to that happening, it was in Undawn where they discovered blood magic for the first time. So you feel like that somehow, at some time, someone discovered about devils that got things rolling. At least of what is going on in Ilianis at the moment.
Perfect. No, that's good. That kind of... More questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dwarf religion that has to do with fire. No, I have something else. Okay. Plane of fire. Devils using fire.
Alright, I forgot to clarify, you get one per every time you use this.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought I had two for some reason. That's next time then.
You know what? Roll a straight intelligence. If you roll a 15 or higher, I'll give you a second one for free, because it's the first time
Come
you're
on,
using
here we go. I got inspiration. Wow.
it. Wow.
I'm gonna use the inspiration if I can.
Okay, yes you can.
Very inspired. No, not meant
No.
to be.
Unfortunately not. You use a larger portion of your time to try and figure that first thing out. That there seems to be still a somewhat loose thread that you haven't woven yet around who or what inspired blood magic and the connection to the devils. And that kind of leaves you still in your brainstorm. However, you know it's related to the area at least. And that someone might have instigated the summoning of Calyx there. And as you do so, trying to find out how that could still be somehow connected, you realize that suddenly your spell drops and time then once again goes to its normal flow state, or more accurately, your perception of time returns back to what it was before. And you aren't entirely certain. Actually, no, you are very certain. With how much time has passed, you're pretty sure like 5 days have passed
Oh,
while you were inside of this stasis, and only within 1 minute. And not only that, because you've gone one step closer to whatever is going on, you get the keen mind feed, because your perception of everything suddenly has increased tremendously. As you look at everything seems to go much slower around you, and you can memorize everything, almost as if your mind expanded by a tiny little bit. And that's where you're gonna end today's session.
Cool.
A lot of trials being made, even though the trial grounds have been officially left.
I have so many notes. I have this full page, this full
Oh
page,
my gosh.
this full page, this full page, this full page, and half of this page.
Jesus Christ! Wow.
Writing every
I have-
word Jack has said. with faith.
Over here.
Literally, yes, yes.
Oh,
I
damn.
am a fast writer, so I have literally almost every word you said.
It's like me and my history classes. Just
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Well, yeah. A Lord Dumpy episode. Didn't had those in a while, I believe. So after the crazy combats, a little brain spike, I guess, brain exercise or memory exercise for you guys. Which now for Fiera, she can punish me for always saying that she has keen mind and says, "Oh, actually, I remember that."
yeah.
Yeah, the new one's different than the old one. I assume you mean the old one.
What does the new one do again? Because I am also.
It just gives you like a skill, basically. Unless you study as a bonus action. Quick study.
Huh.
Which technically is also very good, since you can more
point.
quickly study.
That's a
I
good
guess I'll let you choose, because
point.
as a wizard you don't have many
Oh.
bonus actions, because in combat that could come pretty damn clutch. But also the infinite memory is actually what I was going for. But
Yeah, I assumed. That's why I take it.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That was north.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of already were a little bit like that, but yeah. Now definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 time dilation experiences like that, it's gonna change your mind in not so subtle ways. Yeah, anyways, gonna say goodbye for now and see what these peeps will do next week. Some scouring in old Fey ruins, discovering that their heritage actually comes from a different continent, not a different plane. Lots of stuff.
I have a lot to think about. Isarel's entire life just went upside down all of a sudden. All of a sudden, like she's
That was
like,
a good lore,
wait
though.
a minute.
Good thing we stayed.
Yep.
Yeah, you could have just left and then.
Yep.
Yeah. So, man, also just prepping for this was I'm like,
Nightmare.
bro, what? Like they could literally do anything. Literally anything.
Yeah.
They could stay here,
Yeah.
go out, just leave, and then go somewhere else. And I'm like, well, I guess
Yep.
fuck me. And I'm up to my next session is the exact same. And I'm like, oh, bro.
Oh my god.
And like I was like dual prepping these at the same time. I'm like, anyways, lots of fun.
But did you plan for me trying to make a contract with Tiamat?
No,
With
no,
glamour.
no, because
with glamour is the key there.
Yes.
Dealing with Tiamat, okay, fine.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
adding glamour in,
talking with her, yeah, doing a contract with her, Bro, that glamour has to be the voice of reason. is a recession indicator right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
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 Glamour of all people is the voice of reason.
I will say.
I needed to blame someone if it went bad. So
Yeah.
it was gonna be
Yeah. It was possible, but certain words you chose.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Why did she want to destroy herself in all divinity? What would I miss?
Yeah.
What would I miss?
Yeah. That is one of the
That's
questions we could have asked. To try and see the two connections. But yeah. So I will also limit it to once per session, because otherwise you'll go crazy on shit.
Yeah.
Because that is a one true, basically ask the menacing question.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah. For the second time, we'll hopefully see each other next week, because I've been uploading regularly, and hopefully a new intro I shan't forget. I will probably. But anyways, bye.
Let's hope.
Bye.